Hi guys, welcome back. So the other night my husband asked me if I would make him a blueberry lemon cake with brown sugar sauce on top. So I went to my freezer and I have so many frozen blueberries that I need to start using them. So I am going to make him his blueberry lemon cake, but I'm not going to put brown sugar sauce on it. Instead, I think I'm going to do a maple glaze on it instead. So, okay, let's get going and get this cake made. Okay, so the first thing, the recipe that I found says to do is to take 1 cup of sugar and about 2 tablespoons of lemon zest, which, yeah, it's probably a little bit more than 2 tablespoons. I used 2 lemons. I zested up 2 lemons, which the first one wasn't enough. The second, I think, kind of overdid it, but that's okay. The more lemon, the better. So it says to massage the lemon zest and the sugar together. So I am gonna massage them together. Okay, so our sugar and our lemon zest are all massaged together. I can understand why now. The smell of the lemon and everything comes out so much stronger as you start mixing it into the sugar, and it brings out all the oils. So now we're going to put it in our mixer bowl. And we are going to add 3/4 cups of butter. And we are going to mix this until it's light and fluffy. All right, our butter and sugar look nice and fluffy. And I've scraped down the sides of the bowl. Now we are going to put it back on the mixer and we are going to add 4 eggs. We are going to add 1 at a time and some vanilla. All right, so that's our last egg, and I'm gonna add in a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, so maybe it's a little bit more than a teaspoon, and we're gonna mix it. All right, so now that our eggs and butter are ready, we are gonna get our flour ready. So we have 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And now we are ready to start alternating our flour into our butter and eggs with about a 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. It's supposed to be whole milk. I just don't have whole milk, so heavy whipping cream. And a 1/4 cup of sour cream. Okay, so we're trying not to overmix it. So I just mixed it until everything was combined, and now I'm going to do it by hand just to make sure all the flour's mixed in. Okay, that looks good. So now, set that aside. We are going to take 1 cup of blueberries. Mine are frozen. Like I said, I had a lot of frozen blueberries. And we are going to mix it with 2 tablespoons of flour. All right, now we're gonna mix in our blueberries into our batter. And then we're gonna put it in our pan. Kind of feel like 1 cup wasn't enough, but that's okay. I'm following the recipe this time, I'm not changing it. Okay, so I am putting it in a loaf pan. I have buttered and floured it so that it won't stick. I've preheated the oven to 350. I'm gonna put it in for about an hour, and if it starts to get too brown on top, I'm gonna cover it with some tin foil. All right, in it goes. Wow, this looks so beautiful. So it ended up taking about an hour hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes to cook. I think there was just too much in the pan and I should have divided it into two. But it looks amazing, it smells amazing. I did cover it with tin foil so it wouldn't burn on top. Anyway, now we gotta let it cool before I can put icing on it and cut it all up. On a side note, look at this amazing noodle board my husband made to cover our stovetop. It's all made out of pine, and he used a CNC machine and got the design cut out, which we designed it together. And then he filled it with epoxy and sanded it all down and made it look beautiful. Anyway, it's such a beautiful work of art. I just had to share it and show everybody how cool it is and how proud I am of him for making it. All right, so our cake is cooling. Now we're gonna get our little glaze or frosting ready. So I'm using 1.5 cups of icing sugar, a tablespoon of plain Greek yogurt with some maple syrup. And we're gonna start with just a splash of cream. I think it needs to be a little bit thicker. Okay, so I added a little bit of maple extract rather than maple syrup, and I'm gonna add a little bit more yogurt to it, and a little bit more powdered sugar, icing sugar. Still pretty thin, but I think I kind of want it that way. All right, our cake is cooled a little bit. Well, it's cooled quite a bit actually. So now we're gonna take our icing and we're gonna put it on top. All right, we're gonna put this back in the fridge and see if the icing will harden up a little. And we're just gonna let it run down the sides of it as well. All right, so I let it sit in the fridge to harden up the icing a little bit. And so far it looks really amazing. Now we're gonna cut it and see what it looks like inside. Ooh, look at that. The berries didn't all fall to the bottom. That is a good sign. And the icing is still a little sticky. That's okay. It's gonna be good anyway. Oh my gosh. It's almost like eating blueberry pancakes with maple syrup on top with a lemon twist. This is amazing. Oh my gosh, I really like it. I think I'm gonna make this one again. So this one, I found it online. I will post the link of where I found it so that you can go try it. I am so impressed. Like, it's a nice heavy lemon pound cake is what it's kind of like, with blueberries mixed in and then the maple on top. Oh my gosh, it's almost to die for. So good. Okay, so anyway, remember to hit that like button, the subscribe, and the notification bell. Go check out my TikTok videos. I'm also trying to post some reels on Instagram. And this recipe, fantastic. Highly recommend it. Go give it a try. And I will see you for the next recipe.